it is making policing in America more dangerous by the rhetoric that they're spewing, which is false.
Do you think it's possible that we're going to also, and maybe we're there already, going to have a crisis in policing where good people, forget their skin color, which I would prefer to do all the time, but good people who are policemen won't want to work in black communities because they know it will ultimately be an unwinnable situation. You'll either have them turning on the black officer like you and you're the sellout and all that, and the white ones will just be like, well, forget this, there's no win in this. I could be a great officer for 30 years, but one weird thing happens that gets twisted one way or another or edited or whatever, and my career's over. So then you're gonna get I don't even know how you call it, like a lower class of qualified people that are going to work in the communities that need it the most.
Right, and people are not going to, they're not going to be proactive in policing. We've already seen it happen. I mean, if people are now thinking that we're going to get to that point, you're way behind. We're there. We were there from Ferguson. People don't realize it. The crime rate in these areas are skyrocketing. Officers, proactive policing is going down. Listen, police are responsive, right? They respond to crimes, right? If me and you got into an altercation, I pulled a gun, I shot you, they're not there before I shoot you, they come after the fact. But the greatness of policing, if it's done properly, is proactive policing. Therefore, they've already had contact with me, understood that I'm a danger, I've probably gotten arrested for crimes I've done before I shoot you. That is the way you police. But the reason, I mean, what they're doing today is they're killing the spirit of officers being proactive. Because you see a guy doing a hand-to-hand. People without the experience in law enforcement will say, oh, it's just a hand-to-hand. No, that hand-to-hand has killed so many people in the community with drugs and crime and all this other stuff. We see that. We arrest the man hand-to-hand, we get into a scuffle with him, now police brutality, we get fired. Officer sees hand-to-hand and say, I'm not gonna care more than the community does. Because it takes a lot, man, for you to risk life and death every day, putting your family through that, and you wanna, at the end of the day, you wanna get your pension. And you lose your pension over something you did correctly, over something that you were justified in doing, but because the community became outraged, you lose it all. We saw it in Baltimore. All you got to do is look at the stats. Baltimore, huge reduction in applicants. California, huge reduction in applicants. And we've seen this on the Tucson Police Department, and they won't tell the public because the chief is a piece of crap, but we had to dumb down the scores because we didn't have enough qualified people to join the police department. When I was there, you had to make a 75 or above. And this is a test that you can't study for. You got to come out the gate having a basic understanding. Now, I think they put it down to like 40%. Officers on the department are like, and I'm going to tell you this, any department, you can look at the stats. Tucson is a big example. When they did this a while ago, you see officers getting fired all the time, officers doing bad stuff, they're skipping over backgrounds. It is making policing in America more dangerous by the rhetoric that they're spewing, which is false. These are lies that they're telling you. Michael Brown, they're still talking about hands up, don't shoot. Lie. Eric Garner, I will fight to the death about the justification of use of force against Eric Garner. Tamir Rice, all of these shootings and all these things, if you're a police officer, you understand that these are justified uses of force. People conflate the two. Justified killings is what they call it, or killing somebody versus the justification of use of force. There's a big difference. They weren't trying to kill Eric Garner. The dude was fat, overweight, heart condition. You use any force against him, he's going to go into cardiac arrest. He's like a ticking time bomb. They weren't trying to kill Tamir Rice, the young kid, that he had to pull the gun on him. He got put in a bad position. He used force against him. Unfortunately, that one shot caused his death. So people begin to conflate the two. We can never address the real issue because we're not talking about real problems.
Right, and the interesting thing is, of course, you're not defending the incidences when they're genuinely are bad guys. But what people always forget about is that constant threat that you guys are under. You just don't know what's going to happen on a knife's edge, whether that guy has a gun or the other thing. So sometimes you have to be what would, I guess, appear to be visually more careful than maybe the average person would want you to be.
Well, this is what they teach you in the academy. And I know this is not popular. People will probably be mad at me for saying this. We get taught in the academy, and when I first said this to me, I thought it was the most extreme thing in the world. I'm like, oh, they going too far. What they teach you in the academy is that you, and not everywhere, we're in my academy, you have to be prepared to kill every single person you interact with. You have to be prepared emotionally to kill every person that you interact with. Because if you're not, you're gonna die. you're going to get killed, and you're going to get all your other buddies killed. So you have to be able to have the mindset that at any moment this person can turn on me, whether or not they're a kid, whether or not they're an elderly woman, because we've seen the spectrum of officers getting killed by all kinds of people. You have to be prepared for that. And people don't understand our perspective. This is not a video game. You don't get to hit the reset button. When you die for real, and you're gone forever. And the unique part of what we see is that we see people die every day. We see the last breath. We see a person pleading for their life. And in the officer's mind, it's like, I don't want to look like that when I die. I don't want my family to see me like this guy. I don't want to be at my last breath not being able to talk to my son on the phone. You need to do the right thing, or if it's me or you, I'm gonna win. People pose threats all the time, right? You just think about how many, I pulled my gun when I was an officer, 4 or 5 times a week. People have guns. I didn't escape death, I don't know how many times. People don't see that side. Mm-hmm. Every officer has their own perspective about life, right? We may go to the same call, you may have been shot before. I've never been shot, so I'm green behind there, I'm driving in there, no caution. Yeah. That other officer may have a reflection in the mind of, man, last time I got shot because I did this. Last time I got shot, I seen the guy pull it from here, but I didn't react fast enough. They get to the call, here he go, pulling, now he's shot. You get what I'm saying? So the moral of the story is that we do go through a lot, and if people understood, they will be able to see these shootings in a much clearer light.
All right, so let's shift this a little bit to politics, which will get us to Blexit. So most of the cities, and you mentioned Ferguson, you mentioned Baltimore, the cities where there are the most shootings, Chicago, we can go through the list of these cities. People don't seem to want to accept this, or at least mainstream media doesn't want to accept this, that these are Democrat-run cities. Right. But I thought Democrats like black people more than you mean Republicans.
Yeah. I mean,
what's the problem here? Something's not adding up.
Because it's not true.
I can't believe it.
It's like if the standard is 2 + 2 is 4, and you see an equation that says 2 + 2 is 3, it's something wrong there. People are not. It's politically expedient for them to evade the issue. And you say, well, the virtue of having a D behind your name is no, it's not. It's the policies. Think about this. Who's anti-police? Democrats. And what are they doing? They're causing police not to act. They're causing police to be the enemy of the people. People aren't snitching. They're not cooperating with police. Now crimes aren't being solved. Those things have issues. They want you to be on food stamps. They don't want you to be independent. They don't want you to go out and get it on your own. They don't want jobs to come to your community. They don't want that. They need you to need them so they can win votes.
When you say they, are you talking about like the
Democratic elite?
You're talking about the political class.
Political class.
Because I believe you know enough about my political evolution. For as frustrated as I am with the lefties these days, most of them I think are just misguided. I don't think they're bad people. I don't think they're really trying to screw over black people or something like that. The elite do it, and they're easy bumper sticker answers. Give more money to this community for this. Sounds good. Get the police out. Their police are killing. Like, it all sounds kind of right. But I don't think the average person actually believes that. No. But it's breaking through that layer of craziness.
It's not the people, right? Yeah. You can even look at this in a spiritual sense of a pastor. Right? The people, the lay members, are receiving information from the pastor in hopes that he's acting in good faith to project the gospel, right? He said he got a degree, you believe him, you're learning from him. People in the Democratic Party, the people, the lay members, they are listening to these politicians, hoping that they're telling you the truth about immigration.
He said Republicans are all racist. You're right.
So you're hoping that they're telling you the truth, but they're lying to you. And it's the people at the top. Most of these Democratic people that are running for Congress, I'm not even every Democratic person in the House. There's some people that are like, they're more reasonable. But the party line idea, the party line politics is what's destroying people. And it's almost like this. Look, I equate slavery and then the freedom of slaves to the Democratic Party today. And this is how I compare the two. When slaves were on a plantation, they knew it was wrong, whatever the case may be. The slaves didn't want to be there. But when they got free, what did the slave master tell them? Oh, wait. How are you going to survive out there on your own? Who's going to take care of you? You're going to have food. We can feed you. We'll take care of you. Make sure you're safe. Stay here in slavery. And a lot of slaves did. They felt comfortable. They didn't want to go out on their own and risk the big bad world. Become entrepreneurs. Be free. The Democratic Party is almost the same similar concept because black folks need to be free. We need to understand that we can be entrepreneurs. We can be flight attendant. We can do it all. They don't want you to go into this big bad world and fail. Failure is only a pathway to success. If you never fail, you will never be successful. They don't want you to get off the plantation. They want you to stay so they can coddle you. And then what? Our communities become desolate.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop yelling, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.